Long ago, in the lush kingdom of Garunda, there lived a young maiden named Omala. She was renowned across the land for her ethereal beauty. Her skin glowed like the morning sun, her hair cascaded like the dark rivers, and her eyes held the sparkle of the stars. From far and wide, suitors arrived bearing gifts of gold, rare spices, and jewels, all hoping to win her heart. Yet, Omala was not just beautiful. She knew she was. She took great pride in her appearance, believing herself to be superior to all others. She would mock those who were not as fair as she, and would turn away kind-hearted suitors, deeming them unworthy of her beauty. Only the gods themselves could be worthy of a face like mine, she often declared with a proud smirk. Her mother, old and wise, warned her, "Omala, beauty is fleeting. A kind heart is worth more than the fairest face." But the maiden scoffed at her mother's words, believing that her beauty alone would secure her a prosperous future. One evening, during the festival of the moon, a mysterious old woman approached Omala's stall. She was draped in tattered robes, her face hidden beneath a hood. The woman held out a simple, carved wooden comb. "Take this, dear child. It is a gift," she rasped. Omala laughed. "A mere wooden comb? My hair deserves gold and ivory, not something as lowly as this." She tossed it aside, sneering. "Begone, old woman. Your gifts are not fit for someone as fair as I." The old woman lifted her head, revealing a pair of piercing golden eyes. "Beware, Omala," she whispered. "Your beauty is not eternal, and your vanity may be your undoing." With that, she disappeared into the crowd, leaving behind an eerie silence. The next morning, Omala awoke feeling strange. She stretched and reached for her mirror, but as soon as she caught her reflection, she let out a scream. A small dark patch had appeared on her flawless cheek. Horrified, she scrubbed at it, but the blemish would not fade. Determined to hide it, she covered her face with veils and avoided her admirers. But as the days passed, the dark patch spread like a creeping vine across her skin. Her once radiant beauty was fading, replaced by an eerie shadow. Panic seized her heart. "This cannot be happening," she cried. Desperate, Omala sought out the finest healers in Garunda. They bathed her in sacred waters, covered her in rare oils, and chanted ancient spells, but nothing worked. Her beauty continued to wither. Rumors spread across the land, and soon, those who once admired her now whispered behind her back. The suitors who had once clamored for her attention no longer came to her door. In despair, she locked herself in her chambers, refusing to let anyone see her. But one evening, as she sat weeping before her mirror, she remembered the old woman's warning. A shiver ran down her spine. Could this be the result of her arrogance? Omala realized she had no choice. She had to find the mysterious woman and undo the curse. Disguising herself in a cloak, she ventured out into the unknown. With only the moonlight guiding her, she followed whispers of an ancient healer who lived deep within the cursed forest. Through thorny vines and twisting paths, she walked for days, her once graceful feet now weary and blistered. She encountered spirits in the shadows, their voices whispering warnings, but she pressed on. She met a wandering storyteller, an old man who spoke of a hidden lake where truth and transformation could be found, but she had to prove her worth to reach it. Finally, she arrived at a clearing where a small hut stood, its roof covered in creeping ivy. A circle of strange stones surrounded it, glowing faintly in the moonlight. Taking a deep breath, she knocked hesitantly, and the door creaked open. There, before her, stood the same old woman from the festival. Her golden eyes glowed in the dim light. I have been expecting you, Omala, she said, a knowing smile playing on her lips. Omala fell to her knees. Please, wise one, undo this curse. I have lost my beauty, and with it, my life. The woman chuckled. You have lost nothing but your vanity. Tell me, child, what have you learned? Omala hesitated. She had spent her whole life believing beauty was her greatest strength. But now, with her face marred and her body weak, she realized she had never been truly loved, only admired for something fleeting. With a trembling voice, she replied, I have learned that beauty is not everything. Without kindness, it means nothing. The old woman's eyes softened. Then you may yet be saved. But first, a test. She led Omala to a river where a wounded bird lay struggling in the mud. Heal this creature, she commanded. Omala looked at the pitiful bird. Once she would have walked away, deeming it unworthy of her time. But now she gently lifted it, washed its broken wing, and wrapped it in a piece of her cloak. The bird chirped weakly and nestled into her hands. The old woman nodded. You have passed. Suddenly the sky rumbled, and a warm light enveloped Omala. She felt a strange warmth rushing through her veins. When she looked into the river's reflection, she gasped. Her beauty had returned, but it was different. She no longer looked ethereal and untouchable. She looked kind, warm, and full of life. The old woman smiled. Go forth, Omala, and use your second chance wisely. Omala returned to Garunda, not as the vain maiden she once was, but as a woman of wisdom. She no longer sought admirers, but true companions. She opened her home to the poor, helped the sick, and became a voice for those who had none. One day, a humble traveler arrived in Garunda, a man with gentle eyes and a heart full of kindness. Unlike her past suitors, he did not praise her beauty, but admired her heart. In time, Omala found true love, not built on vanity, but on mutual respect and kindness. And so, the tale of Omala takes a turn she never expected. But was it too late? What became of the cursed beauty? Did she break free, or was she doomed to fade into legend as a warning to others? If you're as captivated by this story as I am, don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and share this video with others who love a good mystery. And tell me in the comments, if you were in Omala's place, what would you have done differently? Until next time, stay curious, stay watchful, because in every legend, there's a truth waiting to be uncovered. See you in the next tale.